So we by Gates and Wilson Avenue. Let's go. Start my shot. Alright. So what's going on, my best, my peace, and my sisters? I'm back on my journey in Brooklyn. We are by Wilson Avenue and Gates today. All right. So a couple of announcements before we go. Right. So everybody know the last time I worked over here was back in 3 years ago, where I made I made a lot of money around here. I made about 150 over here. I remember I got about like a lot of views, like short shots, like short views around here. So I used to work down this block here. And I remember I used to walk down this block to go to the bridge, and I used to take the 60. So I gotta take the 60 to the 44 later. But the 60 is 37 minutes away. So when I catch it, like going like towards the end, you feel me? So I'm gonna catch it towards the end. Let me do this. Oh shit, yeah, let's go, baby. Oh man. So this area is lit because I'm dropping a clothing line called Basketball Wellness, and as you can see, we are gonna be looking at some locations to open up the store, a retail store where we're gonna sell the stuff at a retail store. So I ain't tell you guys this other announcement, but we're gonna wait till when I get to that announcement. So to today's work assignment, we're going to be talking about mental health in Brooklyn. And I want to say growing up in Brooklyn has been a struggle with mental health for me, you know what I'm saying? Because you learn this project behind me, my project behind me. One of my family members used to live here 55 years ago, was back in the 70s. And I'm going to show you right behind me. Back in the 70s, and this has been a journey in my heart to share this shit, you know. Back in the 1970s, I had a family member that was immigrated from Panama, Jamaica, and they started coming over here. And they used to live in one of those buildings behind me. So mental health was my great-great-grandmother used to live in one of these buildings behind me. As you can see, I think it's the first one right there. I didn't know because I researched it online. I didn't know my great-great-grandparents migrated to the U.S. back in the early ages, but 1970 was where, you know, it was a thing where one of my great-great-grandparents' children, they used to live in the building behind me. So years ago, I did not know I had family that's Panamanian around my father's side. And I noticed it when my grandmother told me over the phone that, let me cross the street, I'm gonna go on the side street. So my grandma told me over the phone that she has a brother that lives in Panama, and he's he's Panamanian, Jamaican. I didn't know, right? So when I noticed, I want to be safe around here. So I did not know about where he was hold on. I didn't know that he was here years back. You feel me? I didn't know about none of this. You feel me? So as I grew up and oh shit, somebody water or something. He's just watering some plants and it freezing. hmm So I ain't know I ain't know that he lived in New York, in the area where I'm at. So mental health wise, when you grow up in the area and you don't realize the area that you're living in is an area that gives you sweet, blessing, you're coming to an area that's mostly likely Puerto Ricans. And they mostly living in a low income class apartments where it's rent stabilized, right? So a lot of Puerto Ricans, they used to grow up rich back in their country and they come here. They want to leave the gangster life and come to America to
Yo, tell me how to strap me
come to America to try to change their life and live that. But back in their country used to be they used to be rich and famous back in their country, and they come back in America and they're like, nah, I don't want to be rich and famous no more. I want to make money. I want to gain. I want to, rebrand myself. So they actually started from the bottom in New York. So as you can see, I never used to wear the sweater, and look at me now. Yeah. So before it's like my belly used to stick out of my sweater, and look at my stomach now. So it's a blessing that you come to an area where a lot of people going through a lot and they need assistance and they need help with themselves. And culture is like Hispanic culture. And when you look at Hispanic culture, you look at real culture. You feel me? I know this I know it's from afar back. When you look at culture, you look at the reason why you come to an area like this. I used to work around this area back in 2023, and it was a summertime. And then I came back in the wintertime. I used to walk back to the L train from here. So now I'm not doing that because there's another assignment that I'm working on that make me have to take the 44 from the bridge. I used to take it from Fulton Street, but if I had to work over by in Far Rockaway,